Hello everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. In case you missed it, there was about a 20-minute episode yesterday where we just did 4 leveling ups and some shopping and a city event. But now we are going to jump straight back into the Echo Chamber where we had left off previously. Heed the call to go deeper into the mountain. So we need to travel back here because we left the linked quest previously, so we'll get an extra road event. You have only just wandered off the main road in search of your destination when the ground begins to shift beneath your feet. What was once solid now gives way and you find yourself falling down into a dark pit. You land 20 feet down, cushioned by the soil that fell with you. You stand up with alertness and look around, trying to get your bearings. You have fallen into a man-made cavern with some smooth stone walls and floors. This could be a trap or just some long-forgotten structure. Use weights and ropes to climb out of the hole as quickly as possible, or explore the area. I mean, you find a secret hidden treasure, you're gonna explore and look for the treasure, right? Lighting a torch, you see a number of passages leading out of the stone room. Unfazed, you head down one of them and begin exploring the network of chambers. In one, you find a pedestal and, sitting atop that, a small metal sphere. You take the strange sphere and continue your search, but the only other remarkable thing you find is an exit. Each character starts the next scenario suffering 1 damage. But did I get the sphere? Do I have a new object? It didn't prompt me to tell...
You step into the cave, heeding the call of a voice in your head. It is alluring, with an edge of danger. You could be walking into a trap, a hapless lamb in some sinister game. Reading these fears, the voice issues you calm assurances. Everything will be fine. Just continue descending into the darkness. Against all reason, you continue. In flashing images and thoughts, the voice attempts to explain itself. It has been trapped by some powerful force deep in the earth. It needs your help to get out. You express curiosity about who imprisoned it and why, but the voice falls silent at the thought. And that silence is troubling deep in the dark. You are hopelessly lost, until the voice returns and continues to direct you, with no answers to your questions. The voice flashes images of the monsters placed to guard it, and it gives you a plan. If you can connect all the rooms in its chamber, its voice will be able to resonate and take form once again, giving it the ability to banish its captors. The voice tells you you are near. It tells you to prepare yourself.
Interesting. So, objective. Open every room. Tali, kill 3 or fewer creatures. Have 5 or more total cards in your hand. We'll go with the total cards. Dynamo, kill a monster during the scenario by causing at least 4 more damage of point than necessary. Or kill an undamaged monster. Go with 4 more than necessary. Have 1 or more monsters present on the map at the beginning of every round during the scenario. That will probably happen because our goal is to just open every room. Have 3 or fewer total cards in your hand and discard at the end of the scenario. So, this is tough because on the one hand, we need to open the doors to complete the quest, and having 1 or more monsters present on the map at the beginning of every round is likely if we're trying to open doors. But also, we can't necessarily control how many cards we're going to have at the end in our hand and discard pile, so there's a risk either way that Craggy is going to retire at the end of this mission. So I guess we take Aggressor, and if we get a chance to long rest behind a door before opening it, we can have him not succeed on this. And Lamoon, loot 5 or more gold piles, allow none of your allies to become exhausted. Let's go with the exhausted stuff. Now, we're trying to open every door. So, is there any particularly strong movement cards on any of our heroes that we'd rather change out to? Like a backstab for a move 6, if we need to make a dash to a final door, could be really useful. Venom Shiv's a move 5. So that's a move 5, that's a move 6. Yeah, we've dropped a lot of our big movement cards. Open Wound is another move 5. Venom Shiv is a move 5. Backstab is a move 6. We've kind of erred towards ranged attacks rather than movement and big melee attacks. But I think getting another big movement card in would not be bad for us. So I think I'm going to get rid of Smoke Bomb. And we could take Backstab, but it burns if we use it as an attack, whereas Venom Shiv is attack 3 with poison and move 5. Open Wound is attack 4, add wound, and gain 1 XP when the target is adjacent to any of your allies, and move 5. Let's go with Open Wound then. Craggy, you do not have great movement choices. Move 5 with Jump, immobilize all targets moved through. Move 3. So, Crushing Grasp would be... no. Rock Tunnel would be the choice. We need to get rid of something for it, though. Is there anything that we don't play much of? Possibly Crater could be gotten rid of. Let's move 4 with Jump, though. That's still pretty good. This is move 5 with Jump. Let's lose Rumbling Advance. We'll take Rock Tunnel. And then Lamoon has pretty good movement. Practical Plans is a move 5. Hammer Blow is a move 4. Tactical Order is a move 4. So I don't think we need to worry about any of that too much. So we've got movement prioritized. That's the sound of taking 1 damage, thanks to our excursion on the road. Right, how many rooms? Open every room. We start in a room, so that's 1 of 6. Then, looks like we've got long corridor for 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. I just don't know how these doors are necessarily going to join up to one another. So we're immediately selecting cards. We don't have to discard anything or anything weird or wild like that. So all the stuff in the middle are elites. Elite Rending Drakes. Innate attacks apply wound. That's horrible. Because we're going to have to spend a lot of energy and time healing our wounds so that we don't just keep bleeding out health over time. So I think we're probably going to want to have everybody over one side so that we can kind of prioritize one side over the other. And if we can prioritize killing some things quickly. Oh, we've got a few obstacles here as well. Interesting. So we know that Craghart's new attack. Attack 3, and if they can't move, for each hex you cannot push the target because of a wall or obstacle. Target suffers 2 more damage. So this could be an attack 7 in the right spot, which is really good. And where these ones are right now, they can't be pushed back. So we could try and get in really fast and push them back. Although then we would probably take a lot of damage. The other option might be these 2 rocks here. If we place 2 stones down there, everything else is going to have to go all the way around to try and attack us, which seems like a great plan. So create 3 single hex obstacles in empty hexes within range 4, or allies and enemies adjacent to 1 or more of the created obstacles suffer 2 damage. So we could get really wild and put one there, there, and there. Although I think the slimes have ranged attacks, so we probably don't want to block them off too much, although they can move through the slime's space. So if they have a move 2 or a move 3, they could move from these tiles to that tile. So maybe we do block it all off. But that's on top. We need something on bottom. And preferably something quick. On your next 4 melee attacks, when possible, destroy an adjacent obstacle to add +3 to the attack. I mean, I don't see why we don't do that with all of what's happening coming through. So we don't want to be pushing forward, but we do not have any ranged attacks. At least not on the top of the cards. If we put ourselves here, we can shield self 1 on top. And heal someone on bottom. And if we go, we want to go early for the shield. Faith. From here, Cragheart can still put the stuff down 1, 2, 3 tiles away, right? Hex is within range 4. Yes, that's fine. So Faith from here. Flurry of Blades, attack 2 at range 3, targeting 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We can hit 3 things with Flurry of Blades. We can do it with advantage, and we can pierce if we really wish to. So that's on top. On bottom, add 2 to all of your attacks this round targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies. That's not applicable. So we have nothing to do on bottom if we do that, other than move to the right perhaps. Actually, Cragheart, what were you doing? Dig Pit is a top and Rock Slide is also a top, so we can't make that happen immediately. Flurry of Blades on top. Alright, instead, let's do Burning Oil and shoot something after moving and gaining advantage on the attack. That leaves Tali. Tali must have some kind of decent attack, although it's early, so we're not going to have much in the way. We're going to create green on 32. And we're going to create fire on 3 as well. So we'll have green and fire. That's a melee attack. Honestly, Chain Lightning would be kind of powerful here, although I'd rather have the 2 bonus things going before we make that attack happen. We need light and wind for that. Attack 2 range 2 can be attack 4 range 4. Boiling Arc perhaps next turn. Attack 3 range 3. With green and fire, attack 1 poison, attack 1 wound at a range of 2 is not going to be enough. Attack 1 range 3. Target 2 and add 2 attack. So Shaping the Ether on top. And we want to go after a 32 and then something on bottom. Chain Lightning to heal someone. Alright, let's go with that. Move 0, attack 4, range 4. Attack 5 wound, attack 5 wound, attack 4 wound. Well, that's fine because they're not moving, so they're not going to be in range to do that to us. Because otherwise, that is terrifying. Initiative is fine. Faith. Move to... The rocks are going to go there and there. These are attacking at a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There's nowhere we can stand to not be getting attacked by those things. So actually move over to here. Skip the movement. Confirm the advantage. And then attacking for 5 at a range of 3 and wounding something. I think I would rather worry about killing a drake first than a slime. Although the slimes are the things attacking at range, and we're about to be attacked twice by the ones on the right at least. +1s, piercing, ×2s. Alright. Get me a slime then. Incredible. That is the most unlikely draw I can possibly imagine. But hey, I am here for it. Right, so that's one down. That's Faith's turn over. Fire element created, and now it is Lamoon. So we have a heal, which is simple enough just to give one person an HP back. But this shield is not going to do anything where we are. Faith is just going to get hit for 4. These guys aren't attacking anybody. So we could move 3 to here and just do a standard attack against the slime. Then the slime isn't moving, so it would have to attack us as a priority because the closest thing, and it would have to do so at disadvantage. So let's move 3 to here. And then do a standard attack there. We miss, but if there was an attack to lose a attack on with a miss card, a basic attack is fine by me. Now, Cragheart's funky turn. We're going to create 3 single hex tiles here, here, and here, forcing everybody else to move all the way around. Or we could put that one there, and then these can come across, but no, I think we'll go with that. They take 2 damage apiece. On your next 4 melee attacks, when possible, destroy an adjacent obstacle and add 3 to the attack. Yeah, we're probably going to have an opportunity to make that work in the coming moments. And we have fire and green. If we make ice... 1, 2, 3... We need to move in slightly rather than heal, it seems. But if we do that, if we create ice with our potion on this... causing them to be stunned is no use to us right now because they're not a threat to us and they haven't gone yet. So if we stun them, it's not going to change anything. Unless we move to here and then attack these 2 and stun them both. Yeah, that doesn't seem terrible, does it? We're attacking for 3, targeting 2 things, and we can stun them both. That saves us 8 attacks worth of damage, or 8 damage worth of attacks. So we'll create ice with our potion. End our turn. Then we need to be there, because we're attacking at a range of 3. Yes, we need to push up to here. And then we're going to attack with an extra target, and stun, and +2 damage, and why not do it at advantage against those 2. Not exactly the highest damage, but they are now stunned, so they're not attacking us back. We create wind and earth off the back of that. We get 1 attack over here, which was expected. Nobody else can move. Back to us. What did we do to create stuff there? Earth element waning, and it must have been cards that we drew, I imagine. And then we reshuffled. So, fresh turn, fresh attacks. We have air element waning. We've spent chain lightning, so we're not going to be doing that right now. Boiling arc. We can hit 2 of them there. I think I'd rather worry about, though, trying to possibly kill the slimes. And also worrying about how these guys are going to move and attack us, perhaps. We don't have anything that causes stuff to become immobilized apart from that burn card, I think. If we have ice, we can immobilize, but I don't think we're going to do that. Attack 0, range 2. We can +1 and add a target, and we can +1 and add poison. So we'll do that on top with what we've got. If we can create fire or ice in between, that would be incredible. And if we're doing that on top, we can do something on bottom. Why not just a standard move of some kind? Anything we've got to create ice? Only stuff that burns stuff. So we'll do that late. And then I don't suppose anybody else can create ice before that. No. We can Holy Strike and stun this slime, though. And then on bottom, one adjacent ally may perform attack 4. If Faith moves up to, she can perform her own attack 4. Although we would be at risk of very large attacks, which is kind of scary. We do still have Swift Bow. This extra attack is not ranged. Cragheart. If you do a dig pit on top, we need to move at least over 2 to put that trap next to Faith. So we'll go on a 41, then Faith needs to go later than 41 on a spring trap. Springtrap on top. Visage of the Inevitable on the bottom. It's just so slow. Oh wait, why not? Swift bow, and then we can go down to a 46 with our boots. Alright, that seems like a turn. Shield 2, heal 2 self, strengthen self. Ooze suffers 2 damage. Summon a normal ooze with a hit point value equal to the summoning ooze's current hit point value, limited by a normal ooze's specified maximum hit point value. Okay. So they're shielding and healing themselves immediately. We are going to add 10 to our initiative. Now, these oozes in the corner can only make 1 ooze because there's nowhere for the second ooze to go. And it's the one with 4 HP that's going to do it first, because if you look over at the right hand side of the screen there, it says, in a little shield, number 3, ooze, bracket 1. So the bracket 1 is the first ooze, whereas this guy is the 4th ooze, and they go first through whichever number comes later. So this guy is going to drop to 2 health and then create an ooze in the empty space next to it with 2 health. So that's not too terrifying. Now, what we'll be doing over here, we're going to move 2 to there and create a trap behind Faith. Muddle all adjacent enemies, we skip that. And Cragheart's turn. Then Faith is going to disarm 1 trap, target 1 enemy within range 3 to suffer the effects of the disarmed trap. So it's 2 damage and stun, but it's not an attack. So we can either stun this thing. We are going to attack with a stun, so we don't need to do that. So we can do that to one of these guys. So we'll put that on there. They take the 2 damage and are stunned because it goes through shield, because it's not an attack action. Then we can move in looting every hex. We've got no hexes to loot, but if we stand here, this ooze can no longer create an ooze because there's no tile to put it on. Right, we were going to attack something. Now, if we attack this guy and kill it, this one's actually going to make another one that's worth 4 HP, which seems actually kind of worse. Attack 1, targeting 2, attack 2, targeting 2 with poison. I think I might actually rather... I've only got range 2, so I can't hit both of them and I can't increase my range. I'm thinking what I might rather do is poison the 2 that we're going to attack first over here. So add poison, add a second target, so we can hit that one and that one. Now we're not going to harm them. So maybe we attack the ooze and try and get it down to 1 HP or closer to, because it's going to take 2 damage before it summons one. So if it takes 2 damage from 3 after the 1 attack, it'll go down to 1 and create an ooze with 1 HP, which seems much easier to deal with. So let's try this. Well, it didn't exactly go perfectly, but that's fine. We'll move over here now. Because if these things are attacking at a range of 4, they might not actually be able to attack us from that corner. Then over here, we were going to stun this one. And I think we will still stun this one. And then Faith may perform an attack 4 action. Now we do that against the slime or against the big scary thing. I think the big scary thing. We've already drawn through... Are we using our deck or Faith's deck? I presume Faith's deck. Very nice. I approve. Right, that ooze dies. Does not create a clone. Then that one creates a clone. So we now have 2 with 4 HP, which is just about what we expected, but that's fine. Right, now it's a fresh turn. So this one is stunned. It's not going to be able to do anything. This one is strengthened. It's going to attack with advantage, which is slightly scary. If we stood there, we could Boiling Arc all of them, but only attacking for 2 is not terribly strong. Let's see, Cragheart. If we could move you 1, 2, 3, you would be able to destroy... On your next 4 melee attacks, where possible, destroy an adjacent obstacle to add 3 to the attack. What other melee attacks do we have? Opposing Strike is 1. Oh yeah, Brutal Momentum. We definitely want that. So Brutal Momentum on top. Then we need a move 1, 2, 3. Backup ammunition is very slow, but it's what we've got. Unless we could pull back Sunkeeper and... Oh wait. Hold on. Tactical order. 1 ally within range 3 may perform a move 4. So we're going to do Brutal Momentum on top. And then heal somebody on bottom. We are going to move Cragheart on top and strengthen all adjacent allies on bottom, I think. Seems good to me. Faith, if you go after 21, you'll be strengthened. But at the same time, you're more likely to go very quickly. Attack 3 plus 2 attack and gain 1 when the target is adjacent to any of your allies. This guy here is stunned. This is number 3. That's number 2. And the one at back is number 6. Visage of the Inevitable would just kill the slime. Just would. Then we could put poison on this guy. No, because that is Visage of the Inevitable. Visage of the Inevitable just kills the slime on top. Something to do on bottom. Nothing really to do, so we're just going to do that fast. And now you're going to be dead, you're stunned, you're going to be hit really hard. So what do we have left? Attack 2 at a range of 3 is not bad. We don't want to be in the way, so we don't really have anywhere extra to stand. Attack 1 at a range of 3 in AoE. Attack 2 at a range of 2. We don't have anywhere great to stand for Boiling Arc. Can we make any fire? I guess not. Maybe we try and make some fire this turn to then ice spikes afterwards. In fact, is anyone making any kind of element this turn? You're not. You are also not. Here, we are also not. So no one's making any kind of element. I wonder if I should be using once during each of your attack... nope, not that one. The other one. At the end of each of your turns, you may generate element, deduct 1 from all your attacks. I wonder if we should have that in play and just kind of utilize that throughout the entire combat. But just give me attack 2, range 2 on top, and then we need a small movement in. Give me that with fire. That'll be fine. They're going quickly, but they're not moving. Oh, they have move 4. Jeez, okay. This one is stunned. That one can move 4. Is going to attack Faith. Then the one at the back is going to move nowhere. That's a problem. Move 0, loot 1, heal to yourself. That's just oozes being annoying. Alright. How far are these guys moving? Move 4. That's a big move. If we stood where... If we stood here, that one wouldn't be able to move, but also doesn't help me. So we are just going to kill the slime. And step into the corner. Then I hope they do exactly that. Faith takes an attack of 2. This Rending Drake I didn't even consider. Yeah, that's rather a problem. Sunkeeper is wounded now as well. Okay. So our great big pushing attack thing is now basically useless, which sucks. But at the very least, we can still move Cragheart to here. Skip the movement. And then strengthen 2 heroes for the price of 1 card. Then here... Oh, we can move before Cragheart's turn. That's great. Okay. So we will move. We're attacking 2 at a range of 2. So wherever we stand, we can only attack this guy. So we might as well move as little as possible. Skip the second piece of movement. And then attack them. Create some green energy, that's fine. Now we are going to step back to here. Skip movement. And attack 3, push 2. For each hex they can't be moved, they'll take 2 more damage. Do we not have... Stone Pummel? On your next 4 melee attacks, when possible, destroy an adjacent obstacle to add 3. It's not prompting me with that. But we're going to attack for 3. It's going to try and move for 4 damage, so we don't need to put in anything else to this. Oh, you're kidding me. We can push off at an angle. This is unexpected. I assumed we'd be pushing directly forwards. Would I rather just skip the push then? I think I would. For each hex you cannot push. We can push twice, so skip that push. Oozes are stealing gold over there and healing themselves, which is a real pain in the neck, but we'll just have to deal with it. Right. We have fire in play now. A couple of these guys are very nearly killed. Faith. We don't have Flurry of Blades. Open wound, attack, add a wound. Move and attack, we can't really move. Attack 3, add 2 to the attack when the attack is adjacent to one of our allies. Give me open wound on top. And give me a single out on bottom. Over here we have fire and grass. We were going to Ice Spikes, attack 1, range 3, add 1 to the attack, and add wounds. That's on top, something on bottom. I think we just moved 2. We're not going to end up retaliating with what we have left. Cragheart. Move 1 adjacent single hex obstacle to an empty hex within range 2, attack 2, or attack 3. We can move that to there. It's going to really choke off our route to leave, but we have to move across and kill the slimes anyway. Attack for 3 just in front of us. Attack 3 at a range 3 and push. Yeah. Clear the way on top. Something on bottom. Just movement. Over here, we would just like a big attack, please. Big attack on top. Something on bottom. Just a movement. That's that. Hopefully they go really late and we can kill some of them. 59, move 3, attack 7, targeting 2. That's really rough. Push 1 and poison, attack 4 at a range of 2. The slimes are not a problem though. And wounds suck. Alright, so we are going to attack this guy. How's our deck looking? We've got a times 2 in there. We've got some piercing that doesn't matter. We do still have the miss, though. Give me an attack with advantage, just because I'd really like them to be dead. Alright, that's pretty good. Do I want to move away? Not really. Right. Attack 2, range 3, and add wounds. That one's poisoned, so it's taking extra damage. This one's just taking 2. Even if we add the potion, it's not going to kill it. But one being dead is lovely. We'll move 2. What's Cragheart doing? Moving a hex to attack for 3. So that's going to kill them then. So we'll move over to here. End turn. Cragheart. Move this obstacle to there. Attacking both of them. Okay, that's done. Then they're attacking for 4 at a range of 2, so we can push up to here without problem. End Craghart's turn. Receive 1 damage there. Move 4 to here, just because I'd really like to use this attack 5 card. Although attack for 4 at a range of 2 will be attacked for 8. That is like more HP than we have. I did not expect to kill them so efficiently. So, just stand on some gold, I guess. Oozes do next to Nout. We're going to play the 2 cards we have. Attack 3, range 3. Suffer 1 damage adjacent. Over here, do we have any decent healing left? Not really. Craghart, you're doing a ranged attack, so we could stand here and try and kill something. Though I would really like some healing that we do not have. Faith should probably just long rest now. We can't move close enough to kill something if we want to. So I think we also just long rest now. Try and get rid of the wounds. Move to attack 2 at a range of 3. Delightful. If we move 4, we have an attack 3 on top that's not going to hit anything. If we move 2, we have other attacks that aren't going to hit anything. Oh dear. Well then, stand on some gold then. Two damage we can handle. 1 damage we can handle. Attack 3 at a range of 3. I don't really feel the need to add 1 to this attack. Our next 6 targets targeting you, add retaliate. We'll skip that for now. We'll step in as close as we... Oh, no we won't. We'll stay stood here because after these guys long rest... One card to get rid of. Once these guys long rest, they'll be able to stand in that tile and kill stuff. Right, at least the long rests get rid of these wounds. I don't know what to do. Shield 1, self. Tactical Order is going to be really good for getting the last door open whenever that has to happen. Get rid of Purifying Aura. I'm really curious, as once we get into this main corridor, how these other doors are going to need to be opened in succession. Tali, long rests. Craghart might long rest in a moment. Heal 4 on bottom could heal ourselves. then we don't really get an attack in, but we can bless and strengthen Faith. Then Faith is going to be our primary attacker this round. Burning Oil, attack 4 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. We could kill the one at the back with Burning Oil. We'd need to move in 1, 2, 3. Any move 3 card. If we do it with Flurry of Blades, we go very early and we get advantage on our attack. And we can long rest here. Ooze suffers 2 damage. Summon normal Ooze with a hit point value 2 less. Does this change my plan? No. So we still need to move to here. The one in front has way more hit points. So if the one at the back makes a clone, they'll both have 1 hit point each, which is far easier to deal with. We're getting advantage, which means the disadvantage from attacking at close range will be cancelled out. So I think I actually prefer this right now. Then we heal ourselves, because we really need it. And we'll consume the grass, because we can make loads of grass. And then bless and strengthen Cragheart, sure. Should have picked Faith, because Faith's already gone, so she'd still have the strengthen next turn, whereas Cragheart's going to lose it in the process of taking this long rest, I think. Right, I think we can get rid of backup ammunition here. I feel like we've been in this room forever. What do we want to get rid of? Honestly, Frigid Torment, I feel like I'm never going to play just because it's a melee attack and it burns on bottom, so we're unlikely to play that as well. Right, fresh round, Faith. If we had Flurry of Blades, I would play it without hesitation here. Move and attack. But nothing on bottom. So Swift Bow on top, attack 3 at a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, does that one. And on bottom, probably a flanking strike to open the door, but we'll do it on the 36. And Cragheart, I need you to step into and hit the other creature. Or we could attack 5, attack 2 at a range of 5 would do it just as well. But then we block the door. And we would rather block, we'd rather open the door. Have one or more monster present on the map at the beginning of every round during this scenario. We kind of don't want that to happen, because otherwise Cragheart's going to get retired. And I can't deal with like 3 basically new characters at once. And then by the time we do that Dagger Forest quest with Faith, she's going to retire as well. It's a whole new world. The other option would be to short rest. We'd have to burn Burning Oil to get Flurry of Blades Black to hit these 2, but that also kind of seems bad. So we're going to attack 2 at a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That does that. Faith can Move 3 and attack the closer one. And then move and open the door. After we kill the one at the back, we want to move into the doorway. And if we do it with Dig Pit, we can make ourselves invisible in the doorway, which is always a good move. Then back here, unless we have any more healing that doesn't burn. Not really. So let's do a defensive stance on top. And practical plans on bottom. We'll move in and try and attack something. And over here, oh god. If we go really late isn't very late with this character because of the range of its stuff. But we can move 5 on bottom. And then we still have our mana potion, but we can't cause ice to be created now. If we're moving 5 on bottom, we want to attack something on top. Not with fire. We'll do that on a 50. I'm worried about trying to get through these doors and things, but, you know, it is what it is. Faith is doing the closer one. And then, you know what? We have moved 5. Why don't we just peep the door? Oh, that's a horrific corridor. And they are moving and cursing, moving and cursing. But they're not doing it before Cragheart goes, but they do fly. So if we step back, how is this guy moving to attack 2 at a range of 3? Right, we'll move back to here, out of the doorway, skip the rest of our movement, end our turn, get hit by the slime. Then we kill that guy. Then move onto this tile. Confirm. What's the trap? Stun trap. We move onto this tile. Skip the rest of the movement. Confirm the invisibility. End Cragheart's turn. From back here, we can move 1, 2, 3. We can move 5 to there. Skip the rest of the movement and then attack. Oh, I can shield oneself. I don't need to, they're not attacking us. They are going to create some ice though, which is interesting. Attack 2, range 2. Attack 3, range 3. I want the ice because are we going to play Chain Lightning next turn? Possibly not because of how much shield is in play in this room. So we'll spend the light on this. How's our deck looking? Not great. Lots of -1s and -2s in there. But I'd rather save the advantage for something that's going to have multiple targets. So we'll just attack the closest one. That is excellent. +1 coming in clutch. Okay, that's really bad. Are we all getting multiple curses? Right, well we can't do anything from here, right? Oh man, this is just the worst. We can't move. We don't want to shield oneself. So that's just a complete bust of a turn. Oh no, it's not. We can attack this one. Of course we can. I don't know why that. I thought that was one of us, not the one that moved in against us. Right, fresh round. We have ice available. Cragheart, from where you're stood, what looks good? We can push them back that way, so that doesn't help us. Add 1 to all of your ranged attacks this round. That doesn't help us. Probably just opposing strike then. On something, on top. On bottom. Move 4. Back here, we can probably take this guy out with something simple. And then, I don't know about a good move. So we'll do that late, so we might have somewhere to step into. Faith. We do still have our piercing bow available. We do not have Flurry of Blades, but it might be worth getting it back. Got to love when you find the pause button before you sneeze. This guy is an elite. I think we are going to short rest, burn flanking strike, play Flurry of Blades on top, something on bottom. Honestly, I don't know. We're not going to play Visage of the Inevitable anytime soon. That will hopefully do like a whole bunch of damage. So over here we've got Hammer Blow looking to take this guy out if this doesn't work. And it's a move 4 if it does work. And this can shield self. That seems fine. Over here we can attack on top. And if that doesn't work out, we need to find a way to get rid of that trap. If Faith was next to it, we could throw it. But I don't think she's going to be able to get next to it anytime soon. We're not adjacent to a problem, so that's just going to have to be what it is. Then over here, we have Ice. Attack 2, range 3, and stun. Attack with stun. I think we're going to do that anyway, and then just move. No one's desperate for healing right now. So let's move 4. We'll do that late in case we need a path through. They're going late, which is good. They're attacking a whole bunch of stuff, but hopefully that doesn't matter too much because we are going to attack a bunch of people with piercing. And you know what? Add 1 to the attack as well. Really where we wanted the ×2 to happen. Alright, this is not so bad. We're going to step into here with this, because not only will we pick up that gold, but we can also poison that guy. Then we are going to simply attack like this. Man, that is not a strong attack through all that shield, is it? But we can stun one of them, so it doesn't really matter so much. So we will just attack in a plain fashion. Then move 4. I'm going to guess that this attaches to this. But there's a door each. There's 4 more rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless this is 1 at the back, 2 in large here, 3 small here, and 4 in the V shape. So I think we want to do the end of the corridor first. Because it's not open every door, it's gain access to every room. So we'll push to the back. Then we are going to attack them with stun. So they're not attacking us now, and we can move 4. Let's push up as far as we can without doing the trap. Then we can move 3 to here. Skip the last of the movement. Attack for 4, which is 5 with the poison. And it's nothing with a -2. They are stunned. We go again. Faith, how many piercings do you have? 2 redraw with piercing in your deck. And we can attack 4 and a wound, which is 1 extra damage. And the poison is attack 5. So if we attack for 5 and they have 1 HP left, and then they are wounded, they will die. And we add the wound because they are adjacent to an ally, so that's good. Then on bottom, we need to move a little. Or we can add 2 to all of our attacks this round, targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies. Or we can loot a bunch. Give me that. Up here, we're not going to be long resting for a little while, so we can push on in. Cragheart does not have our invisibility available, so we're just going to push in. We do have Rock Slide available to strategically do stuff in that room, so we'll Rock Slide and something else on bottom. This is not attacks, so we'll take a standard move 2 in. Over here, we just basically want to move away. We can either move for 2 or have Faith do an extra attack, perhaps, although she'll move away before then, won't she? Attack and stun, we'd rather hold on to the stun. So move 4 on bottom. Basic attack on top. Who's left? Over here, Elementalist. You're going to open the door on 43 and create some rocks. We have fire energy. So we can ice spikes on 40 and move in on a 48 just to get kind of to here. That'll do. I'm not going to overthink it too much in a hallway. Faith, please attack this guy with a wound. Very nice. Then move 1, 2, confirm. Confirm the looting. End Scoundrel's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get through past here. And then we can move someone No, we can't. We can do a basic attack action. It's going to get skipped. Then Craghart is going to move into to this door. Okay. This is not the arrangement of doors I was expecting. But all we have to do is touch that door, and this door, and all the rooms are revealed. So, we don't really have to worry about the fighting, so long as one of us is alive at the end of the turn in which we opened the last door. In other news, it looks like Craghart's probably about to retire. Right. You will take some damage. That's a stun trap. You take some damage. And I don't think we need to put one there as well. Confirm that. End Craghart's turn. We take no damage, thank you. Guess we'll take 4 there, though. Right, we were going to move in to there. From here, we have line of sight on those 2 drakes. Attack with extra damage. You know what? Why not try and do as best we can here? Now, we have a lot of curses. I guess attacking with advantage kind of hopes to alleviate the curses. What are the oozes doing? Moving and attacking at range. No big deal. Now, if we kill everything in this corridor... Ow. We can then synchronize opening all the other doors and then retreating a bit. Jesus. This was a horrible turn. Good grief. This was horrendous. Okay. That was grim. I would like to kill all of this very weak stuff in front of us now. The slimes are a whole other problem. We have chain lightning. We don't have any light or wind. Can we make some light or wind? Attack 5, range 3, create light. It's the shield that's the real problem, isn't it? Craghart, what are you up to? All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. Move 4. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 2 damage. That's incredible. So we're doing Crater on bottom. That's going to kill a bunch of stuff. We are also wounded, so that's kind of a problem. Then we'll do Brutal Momentum on top. Do we have like a really big heal somewhere? Heal 3 at a range of 4. That's Chain Lightning. It's going to have to do. Tremulant Cyclone. Attack 1 at a range of 3. Attack 1 at a range of 3. We're doing that on a 26 just to try and heal Craghart before he goes. He should still have his healing potions available. I'm just worrying about how quickly we can go before everything else goes and tries to kill us. Back here. 1 adjacent ally may perform attack 4. We can't get to be adjacent, unfortunately. We can move 2, which would be where Craghart is stood, and attack and stun something. Faith all the way back here. Spring trap. Disarm a trap and move it 3. 1, 2. If we move forward, this is a stun trap, which is not great. Attack 4 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We need to be way closer for that to even work out. And we don't have any great movement options in our hand at the moment. This turn we should be able to deal with all this weak stuff. It's then just deciding whether we're going to try and kill all the oozes, get the chest at the back, and then open these 3 doors in sync. I think that's probably the best plan. I'm just glad it tells us that there's 6 rooms, otherwise you could think that there might be a divider between here. We have to open that door and these doors, but... if we move 2 in, then burning oil, we can kill something. And if we do that one, when Craighart jumps, this one won't die. So that's fine. Craighart, we know what you're doing. Sunkeeper, just play the 2 cards you have. And you are healing someone and attacking. Sure. Drake is moving 4, attacking 4 with wound on 25. Living Spirit is attacking 4 at a range of 4 on 48. That's before Craighart goes, which is a pain in the neck, and the oozes are all doubling themselves. This is going to be a hoot. Right, move forward to there. Move 4, attack 4 with wound. We are going to try and kill the one with more HP. Good. We don't need to heal ourselves. What cards do we have left? Duelist Advance. So we need to get 1 card back so we can have another turn next turn. What do we want to have back? These guys aren't moving. We can move 3 with this and attack. 1, 2, 3. That won't get us in the room, but 1, 2, 3, 4 would... if we can move 3, this is a standard move 2 on bottom. Add 2 to all your attacks this round, targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies. We need to pick a card that is going to allow us to attack something. If we move 5 on bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can then attack something else by doing that. So that seems to make sense. If we do Flurry of Blades, we can move with advantage, then attack with advantage. So Stamina Potion, confirm. Get back Flurry of Blades, confirm. End turn. They died. Ah, they died to their wound. I can't believe I completely overlooked that. So we now get a chance to heal Craighart, which is really important, even if I do want to think about Chain Lightning right now. Because these guys are going to move 4, attack 4 at a range of 4, which is horrendous. But we do have a ×2. So even then, we actually can't hurt them with this. I think. Fine. Can we do anything from here? Attack 5 at a range of 3. We could kill one of them. No, we can't. A range of 3 would not get us there. If only we had some super special magic movement boots or something. Alright, this is going to suck. We prevent the crit, which is great. We take 4 damage. If they could just miss once. We have to burn Rock Tunnel, which sucks, but, you know, needs must. Yes, there's the miss we needed. Okay. Give me, like, all of my currently available healing. Thank you. Then the plan was to... We're going to hurt these guys. That's just going to have to happen. Jump to here. Skip the rest of the movement. Then do 2 damage to each of those. They're dead. Then we can attack something, but we have no target. Then the oozes all make copies. Oh god. That is called the nightmare scenario. Jeez. That's horrendous. Right, new turn. Just, you know, super cash. New turn. I think we ignore the chest at the back, and if possible, this turn, we open all the doors. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4 movement, even if it has to be with a jump? Yes. So we're going to short rest. Rock slide we can lose. And then we want whatever goes the fastest, which is going to be on a 38. And clear the way, move 5, jump, destroy all obstacles and disarm all traps moved through. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, opens that door. Then back here, Faith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to short rest. Lose Swift Bow. Open Wound moves 5. Gets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Duelist Advance lets us retreat 3, which is something. Here, we're going to short rest. We're going to burn... Oh, no, wait. Brilliant Power. Yes, we're going to burn Brilliant Power. And we have a card. Aura. You and all our adjacent allies suffer no damage this round. So, at the very least, that will keep these two alive. And that's on bottom. We don't have a move on top, I don't think. But we do have Tactical Order. So, we need to go after a 29. Which is grim. And here we need to open that door after a 29. Short rest, yes. Burn this, sure. We need to move 1, 2, 3. Move 4 with Retaliate, why not? That's after a 29. That's on bottom, something on top. Why not play Chain Lightning? because these guys will like implode and it'll be hilarious. Right, this is going to be the most ridiculous turn ever. Please let the slimes go on like 89 or later. Yes! Alright, there's no ice for them to stun us. Faith does not need to change her initiative. Sunkeeper, you and your adjacent allies suffer no damage this round. Confirm. Protective blessing, protective blessing, protective blessing. No protective blessing is what we expect. One ally within range 3 may perform a move 4. This guy is moving 3, attacking 5 at a range of 4. That's going to hit Cragheart, which is fine. Everyone else is able to move to where they need to be. But I'll put Faith on this gold. She does not collect that gold and she's going to move, so never mind. Cragheart is going to move 5 with jump. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Confirm movement. We open this door. There are some of these guys. They're moving 4 and attacking for 7, which is terrifying. 1. What are the oozes doing? They're making more oozes. Hilariously, we're going to jump back here and hide behind these oozes. And we can attack somebody. I don't think we ever actually kill anything here, but you know, why not do some damage? We end our turn. The drakes go. My only regret is that I think the game's going to end before Cragheart can get to that chest at the back. We are going to move 4 to this door here. Confirm. That's a lot of stuff. We're going to turn on Retaliate. And then we're going to attack with Chain Lightning. And where do we even start? Let's start here. Then that's going to jump to there. Then that's going to jump to there. And then that's going to jump to there. Yeah, that was fun. Right, these drakes. Excuse me? Oh, God. Do we lose the blessing if we're not still next to them? Oh, God. We have to be stood next to them to be invincible. Here, I thought, once we had received the blessing, we could go about our merry way. Alright then. Well, we're going to move 2 to that door, because once we open this door and finish, we win. So, let's move 5 into this door. That's just more oozes, which is not a problem. because these oozes are just going to make more oozes. There's no treasure here. We're never going to get to that treasure back there. So why not look for the most gold we can find? In fact, we might have been able to get back to the safety of our friend, but never mind. I don't even know if there would be enough oozes in the box for them to make more. And I think they're following the same rules. They're trying to make so many oozes at the moment that we couldn't physically put them on the table if you were playing the tabletop version of the game. So there's only so many tokens that can exist. So no more oozes actually get summoned.
The last of the fog dissipates, and a wind immediately picks up, circulating throughout the chambers of the prison. Its speed grows rapidly, starting as a breeze and escalating to a cyclone in a matter of seconds. And then you hear the voice. A sound carried on the wind, a great and terrible sound. There is a powerful cry, and all the remaining monsters are destroyed, disintegrated and scattered among the storm. Thank you, my friends. It is good to finally be rid of those pests. The voice rattles your bones as it speaks. And now that that is done, I ask you to aid me again. I am still a prisoner here, trapped in the wind. In order to take a more corporeal form and leave this land, I require my vessels of power returned to me. You fall to your knees as the sound subsides, your head ringing from the vibration. The voice just destroyed your adversaries as if they were nothing. You cannot imagine what it would be capable of if you were to give it more power. Do not worry. I have no desire to bring calamity to your land. I only wish to be on my way, to be free and unencumbered by this plane. I give you now a vision of where you can find the first vessel. They thought to hide it from me, but I can see it as if it were right in these chambers. Please bring it to me.
Alrighty, well. We all get perk points. And we know what that means, unfortunately. We exit the dungeon. We gain a new quest. And, alas, we are going to bid adieu to Craggy.
The voice directs you back to the entrance of the cave. Far away from its influence, you have a decision to make. You can do its bidding, or you can try to get to the bottom of what exactly the voice is, instead of just meddling with powers you do not understand.
Right, quest complete. 8 XP. The Shrine of the Depths. Oh boy. The Decrepit Wood. Battle Legend. Personal quest for Craggy complete. We announce his retirement. You will be forever remembered for the things you've done, for the creatures you've fought, the plans you've thwarted. You are sure there has never been a mercenary as great as you. To ensure your legend now, you must showcase your skills and stories to the wider world. So you leave Gloomhaven in search of bigger battles in faraway lands. With any luck, you might even meet a bard who will write down all your epic adventures. Goodbye, Craggy. You've done a lot for us. 136 enemies killed. Yeah, that's a lot. 300 healing is like even stronger. Enjoy retirement, Craggy. You earned it. +1 prosperity for the city. Gloomhaven has hit wealth 3. New items are now in stock in the shop. Soothsinger. Alright. We have new quests. We have new perks. We have all kinds of things. Why are these portraits? Oh, there's all new mercenaries on every portrait. So we have some recruiting to do, some shopping to look at, but for now, that's going to be everything. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put those down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.